And then when things start not going my way, I say, God, look at all these things that I've done over here. How dare you treat me this way, and I've done all this over here, and look how you letting these people do me. Look how these situations are working over here. And God will say, well, let's just keep on going back. Since you've been doing good for 4 or 5 years, let's just go back 7 or 8 years, and let's remember where I brought you from, that you was strung out and nearby dead and should have been dead many times over. Let's talk about all that kind of stuff. And when you get back to that place, then you'll say, okay, God, whatever you give me, that's all right. If I don't ever get nothing good no more, at least I know my soul is saved, and one day I'm going to live with you in glory, and that's going to be enough. So, but see, you can get up into that place. It's not just a thing, because I want you to understand that the Bible tells us in Timothy, when it starts talking about the evil and perilous times of the last days coming upon us, and people being heady and high-minded and lovers of themselves and boasters and blasphemers and haters of their parents and without natural affection and all that, he's writing to the church. He's not writing to somebody standing out on the side of the street. He's talking to people in church. Remember, and it goes on and it says these kind of people, they come in and lead astray silly, weak-willed women. Well, that silly, weak-willed women is the church, because she's the bride of Christ, and so that's who it's talking about. It's not talking about some woman somewhere back in the street. It's talking about the church being led astray by these people that have snuck in unawares and are preaching another doctrine and another Jesus that's not another. But Paul told us how to take care of them. He said, don't receive it. If anybody comes and preaches another gospel that I didn't preach to you, and preaches another spirit that I didn't tell you about, don't receive them. If it be me or an angel or anybody else, don't receive it. Amen. That's what we talk about all the time in the prison. I come and preach you a word, but you better check it out. You better be like the Bereans and be more noble and all the rest, and study and see that if what I'm telling you is right, and if it's right, then receive it. If it's not, don't receive it. Because Darryl talked about Sunday night. If you follow a man, see, false prophets start out preaching the truth. False prophets start out quoting the word. They don't come in immediately and start telling you all kind of crazy stuff. No, they tell you, they preach a word for a while until they get you to trust them, and then they start going off. Then they get a new revelation from God, and God has spoken a word to them and told them this in a dream and all that. But if it don't line up with His word, don't receive it. See, because if you kept your eyes on Jesus, you wouldn't end up in a ditch. You might lose all your friends. They might not want to talk to you anymore. They might call you all kind of names, but you and Jesus is going to make it, and them and that false prophet is going to end up in a ditch. And so this is the place that we need to get to. See, people know now. People that I work with, they know better than to come and ask me about anything. Because they'll come and ask me about something, and they'll say, oh, never mind, you're just going to tell me what the Word says. That's right. I'm going to tell you what the Word says, because my opinion and what I think about things got me in all that mess that I used to live in before the Lord saved me. And if I come out of my own mind, we're going to end up right back in that place. So let's just see what the Word says. Let's let God be true and let every man be a liar. Just like Darryl was talking about the other night. We're going to come together in one accord. The church is going to come together in one accord. The real church is, and it's going to be a small remnant, for straight is the gate and narrow the way, and few there be that find it. Whenever it was out there and Elijah was up, God told him, I got 7,000 ain't bound that need a bell. Well, I'm telling you, God's got people here and there, and they're going to come together in one accord, and the rest of them is going to be in the whole Babylonian system, and they're going to go down with the Antichrist. They're going to drink of that cup. God is going to make them drink of the cup of the wine of the wrath of their fornication. Because people they don't love Jesus no more. They love another Jesus that they've done made up in their own mind. Yep. They're going to have their best life now. And they're going to do all that kind of stuff and name it and claim it. These people are crazy. It was one was going to pray that Gloria Copeland died so that she could marry Kenneth Copeland. Yes. She's naming it, claiming it. And according to his doctrine, she ought to be able to do it. Look, I got friends that follow all these people. They're not going to turn back. Why? Because they love the things of this world. Didn't Demas love the things of this world and turn back? He sure did. Strong delusion. That's right. See, when you get up under a strong delusion, you ain't going to know you under it. When you get, well, look, when I was out there doing You couldn't tell me no different. When I was in my lying game and would stand there and look you dead in the face and lie to you, if I told you about 2 or 3 times, I believed it. I could have passed a polygraph after that because I really believed it in my mind. Because I'd been sent strong delusion. I'd spoken on my own self. That's just the truth of how it is. And when God, see, we're going to get down into that in Romans, that these people are going to be given over to a strong delusion. But as we see these things go on, continue with the United States, another thing that happened to them is they started hiring other armies to come in and fight for them. They couldn't do all the fighting, so they hired other people to do it. But we do that now. 7% of all the people that serve in the military forces today are foreign born, most of them from Mexico. And then we have a large proportion that we have, like Blackwater and all those people that we hire to go and to run this and to do that and do all that. And see, so when you get over there, for long, you're going to be like they are over there in Egypt and Turkey and those kind of places. Well, we're going to let you have a little bit of power, but the real power is going to rest with the military. We can continue on. Another area that it broke down in is that the family, the moral family nucleus that the nation was formed around, it started being destroyed. Because back in the early times in Rome, they had strong family values and they all lived together and took care of each other and they were close-knit and all those things. But as homosexuality and looseness in sexuality and all those things started coming in, it just tore the whole family up because there's no, when you see, you can't trust anybody in that situation. And I'm going to tell you something, this spirit and all that goes all the way back to the garden. I'm going to tell you why a man don't trust, or a woman don't trust a man. It's a spiritual thing, goes all the way back. See, because when the devil came down there and they was in the garden and the devil said, come on over here and eat of this tree. And she said, no, God said the day that I even touch that tree, I'm going to die. And he said, well, has God surely said you're going to die? And so all that went on and she ate it and Adam ate it. And then God came down and said, well, Adam, where are you? And so he said, I'm over here hiding myself, trying to make an own covering for myself. I'm trying to work it out in my own way of religion to cover myself because I'm not in covenant with you anymore. Sin has separated me from you. And so now I'm going to try to work my way back to you. I'm going to try to make my own covering. Like these folks that's always trying to cover each other out here. And who is your covering and so is my covering and all that. That ain't in the Bible. Jesus better be your covering or you're going to be in trouble.
Amen.
Because if the devil comes out of you, he's going to